Imagine arousing one day and observing that the world isn't level. Not a turning circle, regardless, yet something different, something that resists your creative mind as well as hundreds of years of logical comprehension. The James Webb Space Telescope has changed our view of the universe. Prepare to leave all that you assumed you had some awareness of the universe as we jump into the notable disclosures that are making researchers question their most major hypotheses. Your idea of the universe is going to be irreversibly different. Are you prepared? In the long history of human disclosure, there have been a modest bunch of weighty disclosures that have in a real sense reclassified how we might interpret the universe. Copernicus moved the Earth from the focal point of the universe. Einstein supplanted Newton's all-inclusive pattern of energy, attracting similar energy with his hypothesis of general relativity. What's more, presently, signal the sensational drum roll, the James Webb Space Telescope is turning out to be another Copernican second, another Einsteinian revelation. Before we plunge into the surprising disclosures, we should pause for a minute to see the value in this wonder of designing and development. The James Webb Space Telescope, as it's affectionately called, didn't simply come to fruition by some coincidence. It's the consequence of long stretches of extraordinary examination, mind-bowing science, and a worldwide cooperation between NASA, the European Space Organization, and the Canadian Space Office. The telescope is a complicated, artful dance of mirrors and sensors that capability together in the virus bereft of space to present to us the most definite pictures of the universe that natural eyes have at any point seen, pictures of the universe before the universe. Now, what's the primary sensation that this galactic dynamo has dropped? Lock in light of the fact that the idea of a universe brought into the world from the enormous detonation has quite recently acquired a marvelous new presentation. The JWST has revealed critical proof supporting the inflationary model, a hypothesis proposing that before the enormous detonation, the universe encountered an almost limitless eruption of extension. Envision this. The universe didn't simply twofold in size once, yet on different occasions over, all inside a time period so microscopic that it causes a squint to appear to be everlasting. This cycle, frequently alluded to as inestimable expansion, proposes that the universe extended quicker than the speed of light. Researchers are thinking about fields of colorful energy and even quantum changes as likely impetuses behind this huge expansion. So, does the enormous detonation currently turn into a simple reference in an undeniably more unpredictable vast story? Also, how about we take that thought further? Might the situation at any point account for the interesting thought of multiverses, each brought into the world from its own exceptional inflationary occasion? What could be the job of dull energy or even quantum mechanics in this? The way to replying, or possibly mulling over, these titanic inquiries has been flung wide open, a move that adds significantly greater intricacy to our enormous comprehension. The telescope has made another shocking revelation. 6 giant systems, suitably named universe breakers. The name isn't misrepresented. It's emotional yet precise. These divine behemoths are breaking long-held suspicions about the timetable and systems of world arrangement. They're up to this point away that the light we're seeing from them started a couple 100 million years after the alleged huge explosion. As indicated by laid-out models, cosmic systems around then ought to be crude, not massive. Previously, logical stories painted a sluggish, gradualistic image of universe development, where little clusters of issue gradually drew toward one another more than billions of years to frame the monstrous designs we see today. The presence of these universe breakers upsets that story. Might it at some point be that our traditional models of universe arrangement are excessively streamlined? Imagine a scenario in which these behemoth worlds were the results of conditions we've not yet considered into our situations, like changing densities of dim matter or connections with other obscure types of energy and matter. Might their size and intricacy at some point propose a formerly unbelievable unpredictability in the organization of vast components, a complex dance of astrophysical peculiarities that we are simply starting to perceive? As on the off chance that universe breakers and pre-huge explosion developments weren't sufficient to really impact our viewpoint, we should plunge into another sensational part of the telescope's disclosures. One that is much the same as having a time machine toward the finish of our focal point. At the point when we notice these far-off cosmic systems through the James Webb Space Telescope, we're basically looking billions of years into the past. We're seeing a more youthful universe, a simple newborn child in enormous time, when things ought to have been recently 2% however old as they may be currently. Yet, here's the kicker. These aren't child systems we're seeing. They're completely evolved and as complicated as our own special smooth way. This goes against past cosmological hypotheses proposing that early universes ought to have been tumultuous and unstructured. Anyway, what's going on here? Are there components having an effect on everything that accelerated the speed of cosmic development during the universe's initial years? One fascinating chance is that there could be yet unidentified types of astronomical compost that sped up the development of these youthful worlds. Another speculation includes the circulation and elements of dim matter in the early universe, which might had a basic impact in forming worlds at a quicker rate than beforehand thought. And here's another enticing inquiry. Assuming that these worlds grew so rapidly, what does that suggest about the existence patterns of their stars, and for sure, the improvement of planetary frameworks inside those systems? Might this sped-up development at any point additionally prompt the quicker improvement of conditions helpful for life? Maybe we've coincidentally found a grandiose turn in the plot of widespread history, one that may very well reclassify the narrative of our own cosmic system's evolution. To highlight the way in which bewildering this specific revelation is, we should get back to the time-traveling part of noticing these far-off divine substances. The James Webb Space Telescope empowers us to be inestimable archaeologists, revealing signs about the early universe by looking into what is basically a window to the past. What we're seeing through this worldly focal point aren't simply any cosmic systems. They're cosmic systems as developed and mind-boggling as the smooth way, in spite of existing when the universe was a simple 2% of its ongoing age. To say that this tracking down upsets our past figuring out would be putting it mildly of vast extents.